As you can see, I've almost got a full tank.
Later, 1 week later.
Meanwhile,
Much later.
Right, so I've hit as low as I want to go, and it's time to do the emissions test at the back after 3 weeks. So I don't really want to go much lower because it puts strain on your fuel pump, because basically it's trying to work harder, sucking up dregs from the bottom of your tank. On an old car there could be sediment there which could clog your fuel pump and do some damage, and also when it's just sucking in air as well, that can overheat the pump and do some damage. So I don't really like draining it completely. I usually say a quarter of a tank's empty, so I'm never sucking the bottom of the tank. Yeah, so according to I've got 39 miles left on the little fuel gauge lights come on. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see tomorrow when it's daylight what the emissions at the back are like after 3 weeks. So this is a really simplified drawing of a cross-section of a fuel tank to try and explain why it's not a good idea to let it drain right down to the bottom, so it's picking up the dregs. So you imagine, hold on, pen, get a better pen. So you imagine this is a cross-section of your fuel tank. Crude, I know. And then coming in the top, you've got your fuel pump, and the bottom of your fuel pump is your fuel filter. So at the top you have two pipes. You have a return pipe, return, then you have another pipe which is your delivery. Basically when you go to your petrol station, fuel comes in there. And then actually there is another one which, you know, for argument's sake, here, and that is the fuel vapor vent, so the pressure doesn't build up. So basically you've drained your tank and it's doing that right down the bottom, where if it's an old car, old sediment is collected, and the filter is going to draw it upwards into the pump. So it's going to, some is going to, yes, trap into here, some will get through and clog up your pump, but it will starve your pump your fuel filter will get so blocked it'll stop drawing in fuel as efficiently. And the other problem here is on an empty tank you have air, and the air pressure makes the pump work harder as well. So the pump is heating up. So all the time it's trying its hardest to suck up the last remaining amounts of fuel, and it's got air pressure as well, and it's all excess stress on your pump. So why I say to keep it quarter full and treat that as empty is quarter full is roughly there. So it's not withdrawing the sediment. There's some clean fuel here, clean fuel, and it's going up through the filter, drawn through your pump, and go through your delivery. Oh no, sorry, go through the return to your engine. Deliveries other way, sorry. And that's going. So basically, that's why it's not a good idea to drain your tank completely, because it's going to, on older cars, newer cars not so much, because it hasn't had a chance to build up the bad sediment at the bottom. So hope that's helped. So before you start shouting in the comments, I know I've left another section off, which is your float. Basically works the same way as in a toilet system. It goes up and down with the fuel level, and that's what changes the gauge in your car, let you know whether it's empty or full or anywhere in between. So yes, that's your float. Sorry, I left that off. Alright, so moment of truth. 3 weeks later, it's used a full tank of the additive, and has it cleaned the soot? We shall see. Right, 2,000 revs, 3,000 revs, 3,500, nearly 4,000 revs. Is it any better? We shall see. So I've just watched the video back, and my feeling is after just using one bottle, there is results. It's a lot cleaner. Yes, there's still soot coming out. It's a diesel, and there probably always will be because it's an old diesel engine. But I think it's improved, and I was really revving it to almost to the red line. And as you can see, and if you look back to the when I very first started it, there is an improvement. So yeah, I think if you continually use this, it does a job. It does a good job. So I'm going to put it in 2 or 3 times, maybe use 3 bottles, and I'd be really interested to see whether it cleans it up even more. But this is just 1 full tank and 1 bottle, and those are the kind of results. And when you're generally sort of running around, I'm not often going to be like redlining it. That's not how I drive. So yeah, I think it's a good product. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video for this one. The noise and vibration reducer. So yeah, look out for that up next. Like and subscribe.